When Deadpool released 2 years ago on Valentine's Day, it was a financial risk. You see, the people upstairs, the people who know better than us, the people in the entertainment business, if you will, believed that a film with a comic book character who's funny, smart, and action packed wouldn't make money. Oh, that's right, because it's MA, because nobody under the age of 5 watches movies anymore. Nobody under the age of 5 can be entertained. Well, thank goodness that they were wrong, and that once again Hollywood was shown a better way, a better path. Welcome to Scientology Talk. I'm Dylan.
From Heather.
And we're here to review Deadpool 2. And this is Your Wrong, the great film debate. Starting off the bat, I'll be honest, full disclosure, I'm not a fan of Deadpool. I didn't like the first movie that much. I enjoyed it when it came out, and then after that, I got real sick of it real quick. Heather, you had a different experience with the first movie?
Absolutely loved it. I went to sleep watching it.
You've watched it like
so many
30 times. You've watched it 30 times at least.
I've watched it more than that. I've watched it so
Well, no,
much
I'm
more than that.
chopping all the bits that you fell asleep through and putting them together.
Right, yeah,
So
but
30
I see
times,
it,
you know, accumulatively.
And I absolutely loved it. I thought it was hilarious. Like, yeah, it's very formulaic, but
Origin story, blah, 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 Ryan Reynolds.
but I liked it. I thought it was funny. I laughed almost every time I watched it afterwards. And this was no exception. I absolutely fucking love the movie. It was great. It was
Okay, you've completely bypassed. Okay, whatever, go on. Yeah.
No, okay,
What do you
go on.
think?
No.
No. What did Heather think of Deadpool 2?
No, what did you
She
think
wasn't
of
asked,
Deadpool
but it
2?
doesn't matter. It's her show after all. She's just waiting for me to die so that she can take it all away from me.
Well,
Yeah, that's why I
no.
sound like shit, by the way. I'm dying.
Just go on.
It's
you
cancer of
whiny
the
bitch.
personality.
Come on.
Well, I didn't like the first one because I thought the humor was garbage, toilet water, and like we talked about, I thought it was really basic. And one of the big hallmarks of Deadpool was like breaking the fourth wall and his knowledge that he's a comic book character and blah blah blah, and that sort of it went into the film, but didn't really. I thought he could have been nuttier. I guess I wanted something a little crazier.
And I agree.
Am I
agree.
done?
I agreed with you.
Why? And I guess like I wanted moments in the film where like he'd like break scene and talk to the crew or the director or whatever and then go back into the scene. I guess I wanted shit like that because that's the whole joke is he's the only one who knows what's happening, right?
Yeah.
It's the whole thing in the comics. So I guess I wanted something like that. I thought the first Deadpool was really light on that shit. I don't know. Maybe it was because it was the first film. Maybe it was because they didn't have the budget to take those kinds of risks. They didn't really want to confuse people. They've sure as shit thrown that out the window now by the post-credit scene in Deadpool 2, which we'll touch on. Spoilery podcast, as always. We don't fuck around. We always get right into it. And, So, Heather, what did you want from Deadpool 2?
Well,
Aside from less unicorns.
I didn't have an issue with the unicorns.
And less fuel for DC to rip off of for their next movie.
My only argument for the first one was that there wasn't a lot of contrast between him before and him after with the crazy.
Yeah.
Like, he was just pretty much him.
It was always a smart
Just
ass.
a little bit more murdery the next time round. Like, you know what I mean? It
Yeah,
wasn't
I'll accept that.
like that and I didn't like it. Like, it needed to be two different. It needed to be two extremes.
Yeah.
On calm mode, that's what he is in the first movie when he becomes Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like, so it didn't really do it justice
Deadpool
in that
light.
regard. I still liked it, but it didn't do it justice in that regard. This movie, I really liked it because I feel like they didn't have as many producers just trying to choke them back from what they wanted to do this time around. I think they sort of gave them a little bit more freedom.
I wouldn't say it's that. I guess it was more like that they've proven that they can be trusted with the nonsense.
Yeah.
They've proven that it won't immediately destroy all things on Earth and take away everybody's money. Everybody's precious, precious millions.
Yeah, pretty
I don't want my millions taken away. I know that for sure.
honorable mention for having like the entire cast of X-Men.
Yep, in a secret cameo. Keep an eye out for it. We won't get into it.
Yep. One of my favorite fight scenes is when he's trying to kill the Sergey, whatever, the guy that runs into the panic room.
Yeah.
And it's like a big slow-mo shot of this whole fight. And it's like weapon after weapon, and it's just casual. Because that's what I liked about it. It was an intense fight, but it was still
It was
casual.
not intense. It was
casual.
It was intense for them. It was a day at work for him.
Yeah, and that's what I liked about it. It really was just like, oh, I have a chainsaw now. Oh, okay, no, all right, there's another
So
gun.
that's what you wanted for Deadpool 2. You just wanted more crazy.
Yeah,
That's
I wanted the absolute batshit things to be normal, and I mean, I'll be honest, I could have done without the Basic Instinct references.
Oh my god.
I could have done without that.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you what that is either. That's best left
Yeah.
unturned by yourself.
I love Domino,
Yeah, she was fun.
and
I didn't know
and
what to
liked,
expect, but she was really good.
and I really liked
You're
what the
still
actress
not
did.
answering my actual question.
Sorry.
You're still jumping ahead. I ask a question, you answer the question. That's my fucking structure.
All right, so what was the question?
And alcohol. What was the question?
What was your question?
In answer to your question, Heather, the question was, what did you want from the fucking movie?
I wanted batshit insanity to become normality.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I wanted.
So what I wanted, aside from people answering only the questions I ask, so that we can
fuck off, you
maintain some
language.
kind of back and forth, evenly spread discussion.
It's never going to be like
Listen.
that with you hosting this.
Let's fuck you. All right. When I spread Vegemite on bread, When I spread Vegemite on bread, do I leave little clumps, little pockets of like intense yeastiness to be discovered later mixed with my cheese? No, I spread it even because that's how we do shit in here. Anyway, so what I wanted from this film, yeah, like it's the same thing. I wanted two major things actually. I wanted more fourth wall breaking, like more insanity. I wanted it.
Yeah.
I wanted the whole audience to be like, who wasn't familiar with that part of his character to be like, what? I wanted them to later go and read it on Wikipedia and be like, oh, I understand now. I wanted that. I wanted to be like really thrown into that. But the only way that could happen was if the girlfriend died. Because as long as he's got some human tie to the world, he's always going to be human.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, they're never going to kill us, so these movies are never going to be fun for me. I got my wish. Oh, she dead. She's so fucking dead. She got shot. Actually, no, I think she got shot right through the heart. So,
Yeah, shot in the heart, yeah.
obviously, yeah, spoiler alert, the girlfriend dies or whatever. I think a really good way to sum up this film is the opening shot. Do you remember it?
When he's
It's the
turning
little figurine. It's the little figurine of
yeah.
Logan impaled on the thing at the end of end of Logan, and he clicks the stick that's through his chest or whatever,
And
and
it
he starts to
starts
spin,
the-
and it
yeah.
sings the All Out of Love song.
Yeah. Like the lullaby, version of it.
Yeah, like a lullaby version of it.
Yeah.
And they had a Bond opening sequence in there as well.
Yeah.
If that becomes a regular thing for these movies, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
That was fun. It probably
was.
won't be. It's probably going to be like a one-off parody thing, and they'll rip off something else the next time.
Mm.
Did you get a masky vibe from this movie?
A masky vibe.
Yeah, the mask.
No.
And not just his reference to Eric Stoltz in the mask.
No. I didn't really get that. No.
No, you didn't. There was so many moments in this film where he'll make, it's particularly the pop culture references where he's like, blah, 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 the movie, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, that's exactly if this movie had been made 15 years ago, Jim Carrey would have played him.
I mean, maybe, but it also wouldn't be an R-rated movie.
They tried to make the mask R. He impaled two dudes' anuses in a large muffler, I think it was.
Yeah.
And yet they were not muffled.
No, they were not.
All right, so Heather, you enjoyed this movie, I take it?
Yep.
What did you like about it? Let's talk about some of your favourite moments.
Well, we've already started touching on
Yes,
that,
I know.
So how about I just cut to where I left off? I really liked Domino. I really liked what they did with her and her character.
She was
and
fun.
everything.
She played well. Was she
Yeah.
British?
Not in the movie.
No.
No.
Every now and then I'm like, I wasn't listening. Was she British?
I just really enjoyed it. Like, it complemented his performance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she was definitely a straight man to his
Yeah.
very not straight man.
Yep.
To his pegged man.
Yep. Cable was I'm glad Cable.
I really liked Cable. I'll get into that later.
I was happy that he wasn't the main bad guy, but when you did sort of I know spoilers
There's
obviously.
no real main. Oh, I guess there's
Yeah.
sort of a villain.
Well, no, the kid's.
He's not a villain. He's not an antagonist.
No, and then you've got Juggernaut. Like you've got like a few.
Yeah. No, well, no. I mean, and that's just it. Like they say at the start of the film that it's a family film.
Yeah.
And it really is. In the same way that the first Deadpool was a love story, the second Deadpool is definitely a movie about family.
A family movie.
And in that, like, it's not. There's no primary antagonist or villain. There's no
well,
Ajax
in the first-
bullshit. No
yeah.
guy with no charm or charisma or screen presence that they've got to fight. It's a situation basically. It's Deadpool struggling with himself, and then all of a sudden not struggling so much with the killing.
What did you think of X-Force? What did you think of X-Force?
I was
'Cause
extraordinarily disappointed.
that they all died.
Yes. I love Terry Crews. I love Bill Skarsgård. I love the idea of Bill Skarsgård being a acid vomiting hero, and now he's gone, and Terry Crews is gone, and I was so sad.
It was
And
so
the
good.
Vanishing Man.
That was Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, it was great. I fucking loved it because I thought like a big chunk of this is going to be like X-Force, and I was actually really
That's what I
disappointed.
thought.
I was really disappointed, and then
It
turned out to not, and I'm like, because at first I'm like, okay, maybe they're just gonna like kill off one or two, you know, like they're not gonna.
Oh no! I
kill
knew
off
the minute one of them died, they're all gone.
Yeah, no, like when
Because I started thinking about the posters, and I'm like, Domino's the only one in the.
Yeah. Well, with the guy who's an alien, and he's like, oh, I do everything you could do just a
Sparkle
little bit better.
McSparkleton or whatever.
Oh, yeah, whatever his fucking name was. And then when he dies, it's green goo everywhere.
I was like, what the fuck? Oh, that's right. He was
He
supposed to be an
was
alien.
an alien, yeah. And yeah, Bill Skarsgård, fucking go him. And he's like stuck in a wood chipper, and then the guy that's just normal.
Oh, he was such a legend.
Oh.
He was like, I'm like, he's gonna be the one that saves him, and then he goes to save the acid spitting dude. I'm like, oh no,
No.
that guy's gonna vomit on him. No,
Oh.
mustache.
And it was just
What that was the bit with the ordinary man in it in the trailer. That's what sold me on the movie. I had absolutely zero interest in watching it. I didn't give a fuck. And then they showed the trailer, and the way they showed it in the trailer was they're like, hey, what are your powers? And the guy's like, oh, I just answered the ad. I just wanted to be a part of it. And they're like, you're Hyde. And it immediately cuts to him skydiving, completely blank face, like a badass. And I'm like, I don't know why, but that tickled me.
Oh no, actually, you know what? I'll say another one of my
He held himself well.
Shots, one of my other favorite shots is when like Deadpool lands, because they all obviously they jump out of the plane, and then you look at the others and they're like doing loop-de-loops because of the wind pressure or some shit. Oh, it was great. It was beautiful. Oh, the somersaults. Oh, it was just great.
So the thing I really, one of the other big things I liked about this movie was definitely they upped the Deadpool cartoon factor. That's, I guess, what I meant by saying like he was like the Mask. Like it was very much a comic book character behaving like a comic book character, which was fun because so often you see people try to ground the characters, blah blah blah. There's no interest in that in this movie. This movie is all about balls to the wall insanity,
and it's good, and it works. It's not just like shit.
It works a little bit.
It's not just all, but
like the Juggernaut. I didn't like the Juggernaut at all.
If they were to try to make this movie any other way, it would have just been what you essentially
you
would have hated about it, but they made it all work.
Yeah, I mean they didn't, like there was still toilet humor garbage. I like this is still not going to be a movie. Like if I've got a choice of 5 movies and this is one of them, I'm going to look for a way out of watching it again.
And when
I'm not fussed, but it's better than the first one easily.
When I saw when they were in the prison whatever, and they what was the funny thing? They had like the maximum security section.
Yeah.
There's a big ass door. It's like, you know, no, that's the biggest guy in here. I'm like, be us a Juggernaut.
Really? You thought that?
I'm like, well, I mean, right, and it's not even so much that like there were many clues or hints. There were none that I saw that the Juggernaut was going to be in it.
Is he that much of a big deal in the comics?
Well, everyone wanted the Juggernaut. Everyone at every stage, they wanted Juggernaut. When it came to any X-Men, anything, they wanted it. And then
movies?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the Juggernaut was
he was so fucking boring.
I know, but like he's a fan favorite. And I thought, well, if they're gonna put the Juggernaut, and I just would think to myself, like, if they're gonna put the Juggernaut in any movie, it's gonna be a Deadpool one, because he'll push for it. Like Ryan Reynolds will push for it, because his whole thing has been to make up for all the fucking mistakes that have been made.
Like I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't like the Juggernaut. I thought he was one of those characters where
it was a bit lackluster.
Watching the film, it was like that's a character that was a different character at some stage.
Yeah.
Like they've swapped that one out a couple times to see what works best. And yeah, I don't know, he was boring. I guess they wanted somebody for
I'm telling you, it's because it was a fan favorite.
Chromium to fight.
And Ryan Reynolds' big thing is to...
All right, you can tell me all you want. I'm still saying either that or it was just shit writing, and that's why he looked like he could just be lifted right out. Yeah, I don't know. I thought Juggernaut was one of those things that could be even completely removed. Like I didn't think he was that necessary. I guess they wanted to give the kids somebody to latch onto.
I liked what they were going for. I don't necessarily think it should have been Juggernaut, but I wasn't shocked when it turned out that it was him.
I was just disappointed. I'm like, whatever. You're stupid looking. You're stupid in general, and you're stupid.
I like what they did with the kid and how he was.
Okay. I meant to look up that actor's name and I completely forgot to. So the kid's obviously the Kiwi from Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, you know, your first like big role, it's not uncommon for kids to knock it out of the park the first time.
Yeah.
Just because they're excited or the directors cast them for that specific reason. Like they were very much playing to their strengths or whatever. So I thought, I don't know. I was shocked and not shocked at the same time when he was like revealed to be one of the bigger characters.
Yeah.
How did you feel about him in this movie?
I enjoyed it. I mean, it was a bit of a cliche way of going about it, but I wasn't bored and I really enjoyed his performance. Like at no point was I like, oh, whiny kid. Really.
Yeah.
Like it was.
Which is how I felt about him in Hunt for the Wilder People too.
It's like I'm watching an actor act. That's how I felt.
Well, see, because there was that risk of that in the Hunt for the Wilder People. Like you got Sam Neill, like the guy's a legend, and then you got some like punk ass kid who looks a lot like Rebel Wilson, just not white. And it's like, all right, it's gonna be the fat kid with issues, but he's got a weird kind of charm about him that I don't really understand, but I definitely respond to and appreciate. Yeah. And it makes him it makes him good to watch. Like it's a good thing for a performer to have. And it means that he's not irritating. Like the thing about fucking Rebel Wilson that drives me nuts is she walks on to whatever she's doing. She's like, "Hi, I'm the funny fat one. I'm going to be funny, fat, and white for a while. It's going to be super awkward. And I'm Australian. I'm never going to ever speak with anything but my Australian accent because basically I want to put my own country to shame." This guy is like the anti-Rebel Wilson. He's what Rebel Wilson should have been for Australia, except he's a Kiwi. But don't you worry, we're going to claim him just like we claimed Sam Neill. He's ours now, baby. I really fucking loved him in this movie. I thought there were a lot of emotional challenges, like as far as the character goes. Like it's so easy for angry rage kid to be kid throwing a tantrum, and he towed that line really well.
But like when he's hunting the master down to fuck him up, like because the whole point is stop the kid from
making his first kill, because then he'll kill Josh Brolin's family later.
When he's like going through and like burning the place down and like all this shit's happening. Because he keeps saying say it. He keeps saying say what you and it's like
because he's fixated.
Yeah, and it's like say what you said to me every time you tortured me. Say what you were like. But and just to touch on Domino again, but like when because there's a big thing. It's like I don't know why I'm here, but I'm sure I'll let you know.
Yeah, she goes back home. This is the place that the orphanage
like,
that she was at.
I got brought. I was raised here. Well,
not very lucky at all.
Well, tortured, but not so much raised, but tortured.
Yeah.
And it's like you get those straight man lines in there, which was a nice contrast to the deadly serious fact that this traumatized child was going to
come and destroy a pedophile or whatever.
Yeah, they all die. It's just the point was that the kid shouldn't be the one.
Yeah, it's about keeping the kid from crossing that line.
Yeah,
they clearly went to the Back to the Future school of time travel, using the bear as an indicator of whether or not it worked. All right, I want to talk about Cable, just real quick. I wasn't sure where he was going to fall for me.
Yeah.
I've seen Josh Brolin do really well, and I've seen him do really shit. Obviously, he's just done Thanos and fucking was amazing.
Yeah.
He was like the standout of the film, and you didn't even see his face really. He was in CG makeup the whole time. So, watching the trailer, I was like, all right, he'll be a cool bad guy, whatever. I just don't know what to expect from him. I really liked him. I thought, so starting from the ground up.
I wouldn't call him a bad guy though. That's
he starts as an antagonist.
Yeah, he starts,
and then he comes over to the other side, which I didn't expect. I didn't know that was coming. I knew that Cable and Deadpool have their own run.
Yeah.
And then that they're a duo, and I knew that I guess the film's probably going to angle for that, but I guess I thought it was going to happen a lot later in the game. I thought he had a awesome silhouette. Just as a villain, automatically you knew that was him.
Yeah.
Looking at his outline, and that's a key thing with character building. He was really cool to look at. The costume, the guns, the flat top. He was just really cool. The eye.
Everything had been thought out.
Yeah, it was just cool. It was just fun. It wasn't stupid. And the arm, it could be really good CG of the whole body, or what I'm fairly sure I was looking at was really extensive prosthetic stuff, which I love and respect the hell out of.
Because when you looked at the back, where
it doesn't look like CG. It doesn't look like metal. It looks like makeup. But I don't give a shit that it doesn't look like real metal because the only way to do that is with CG, and then it looks like shit.
Oh, and another thing is, every single time there was a major injury, you heard almost everyone in the cinema go, "Ah!"
Oh yeah,
like everyone.
and
this
this movie could have been called Deadpool 2 Trauma Center.
Yeah.
Like
Jesus.
fucking hell. But yeah, no, I really really liked Cable as an antagonist.
Yeah.
Obviously, like it wasn't, I guess, as engaging as Thanos. I read an interview somewhere where Josh Brolin said like he enjoyed doing Thanos more because he thought he had more to work with as a character. But Cable was just a great, cool. He was this awesome combination of pretty much every Terminator character ever from the first two films.
Yeah.
Like he was John Connor. He like older John Connor. He was the T-800 from the first film, and he was the T-800 from the second film. He was the Liquid Terminator, the T-1000. He was Sarah Connor. He was Miguel, the Mexican guy they see towards the end of Judgment Day, who gives them all their guns and says something about taking his fucking teeth. And they have the kid that Arnold Schwarzenegger picks up. He's the kid that Arnold Schwarzenegger picks up by his denim overalls while they're out at the Mexican camp or whatever. He was awesome. He was every badass character from that franchise. And that, you know, goes with the arm and everything. I was really impressed. Every time he was on screen, I was happy and excited. Because it was fun. It was just some fucking movie fun.
And you didn't just brood the whole time.
No. So yeah, like by no means is Deadpool 2 a perfect film. There's plenty of shit in it that I didn't like.
Super fun, but it makes up for it.
It's,
there are more pros than cons.
for me, it's definitely a great one-off experience. This is not a film I can come back to and enjoy much.
I would.
I know you will, because you like those movies, I guess. Let's talk about, real quick, the post-credit stuff, where Deadpool goes, I guess not international, but intertempestual, traveling through time and just fucking up everything. Where did he go? He went back and he saved one of the X-Force, not all of them for some reason. But again, like
and he saves Vanessa.
Yes. Yeah. So what the fuck happened there? Like, is
that
that real? Is that canon?
I don't think that's canon.
Like, what I wanted from Deadpool 2 was nutty or crazy shit. What I want from Deadpool 3, this is what I want. I want every single Marvel movie ever to be affected. I want him to visit every single fucking universe. That's what I want. Because he's already gone back to X-Men Origins and killed the old Deadpool.
Repeatedly shot him.
Shot the fuck out of him while stock footage Hugh Jackman stood there waiting for the lighting to be fixed up, I guess. Yeah. There was some reason he was just standing there. Well, he killed Ryan Reynolds. Before he could make Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know. Maybe I will get my wish. I got my wish this time. Maybe I'll get my wish next time. Who knows? Maybe Deadpool 3 will be the one that I can watch again. It'll be the X-Men Days of Future Past of the X-Men, I guess, again. Yep. Alrighty, guys. Any final thoughts, Heather?
Go and watch it. It's worth the watch.
At least watch it once. If you enjoyed the first one, you'll like this one. Yep. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. My name's Dylan.
I'm Heather.
This is You're Wrong, the Great Film Debate. If you enjoyed, even if you didn't, go ahead and like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Check us out on Facebook. We've also got a website, secret-source.media. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Later.